Okay, we are live. So today it's a coffee talk. So I just want to remind a couple thing about you know um, martial arts. Okay, so a few minutes we're gonna start. We're gonna talk about
Taking
commit
breaks, right?
taking a break. One of the
Because
that
it's the
one of
holidays.
yes, and then the other part too is about commitment, consistency, and relationship. So once you go in, do me a favor, just say hello. So by that way, we know that you are here. The other part too is very important to me is that if you guess the number between 1 to 10, you will have a prize. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So um, that being said, if you're in the group, just say hello. So by that way, we know who's in the group. You're watching this video all live right now. So let's ask about.
Yeah, so basically, what we wanted to talk about today, just to kind of reach out and touch on this topic with parents, is about taking breaks because it's very common this time of year for students to take a break. Same thing during the summer. We see more with adults than with kids is where they take a break and then they don't come back and they have a harder time coming back. We do want there to be some conversation about what happens for kids when they take a break and how you can support your kids to take a break in a healthy way and still return to training and not lose sight of what the purpose of their training is, right? Because it is important for people like to take a break, especially like a lot of the kids, more so than the adults, are very consistent with their training and very committed to their training. So making sure that when they are committed and consistent, that sometimes they do need to take a break and they just need to like enjoy life and relax and kind of, do other things and just take a break. But making sure that that break doesn't turn into not doing anything and not coming back to training, right? So, what are some ways that parents can support their kids in that? And what are some things that parents need to be mindful of with their kids when they like how can they tell, okay, hey, when does my child need to take a break and when should I have them take a break?
Well, I think the break is so the way how we do it. Either you go 2 days a week or you go 3 days a week, and you're already taking a break. If you do 2 days a week already, you have basically 5 days you're taking a break. So for me is this: number one, okay, what kind of commitment or the goal that you want your child to accomplish, either short term or long term. That's very important. The other part too is that when you coming in, you have to ask yourself this question: is this okay? How many days you want to bring your kid? Okay, remember the commitment of the goal. We gotta the kid is like you want them to be healthy, you want them to have a sport, you want them to be able to learn confident, trust, courage,
Focus
focus, listening. So you have to make sure that how many days you bring your child, you have to be consistency.
and committed to bringing them.
Right.
Yeah.
And you number one is that you always want to bring your child early. So by that way, they can be able to set up and be ready. Okay. So number one is commitment. Number two is the consistency, how many days you bring and how much, what time you bring them. You have to be consistency. Okay. Number three, the relationship with your child. Okay. If you show up late, okay, your child may not be saying, Mom, you bring me late. Okay. Something that they need to be consistent. Okay. They need to have your commitment to your child or yourself. Okay. And the consistency, how many days you want to come. If you come 2 days, you got to make sure them bring them early. Yes, I understand that someday there's traffic. However, your kid need to know that. And then the relationship with them working out, relationship with them learning to understand about courage, trust, focus, listening. Okay. You need to have that consistency for them to grow. Okay. For yourself to be able to teach your child is about on time. Okay. That's a relationship between you and your child, and how much you want to give them support. So
Well,
that's
and that's also something that I think translates into when they get older, going to work or going to college, showing up for class on time, showing up for work on time. They're building those skills and those habits so that when they're older, they have that skill set and that mindset already in place.
so my goal is to make sure that to remind all of you, we got adult or kid or parent, remember what your goal is for your child and make the commitment to it, and then consistency and the relationship with you and your child, and relationship with you, your child's to their health. Okay, so that's very important. Our job is to remind you. So if you need support on, let us know.
Yeah.
And that's very important, so we are as community, we are a family. So keep that in mind, especially the holiday coming up.
Yeah.
You as a parent, you're going to run around, get them gift, you get excited to do, all that. But remember, I want you to be excited, bring your child to training, better health, better life, less stress for them, so all that taking place. So keep that in mind. We love you. And the number today, if you watch this video, do me a favor, just, if you're here, say hello. If you watch the video later, just say watch recording, and a number between 1 to 10. If you guess the right number, I have a Christmas prize for you. Okay. Do you have any other things that you want to remind parents?
I think it's just important to, notice when your child needs to be challenged and pushed, and when they need a break. So just being mindful of and where that mindfulness comes from is when you are connected and attuned to your child, which are some of those parent skills that we've worked on before. Oh, really like working on that attunement and connection with your child, so you can know, okay, hey, I know how my kid is. And right now they, need to take a week off around the holidays, and that's okay. And sometimes you can know how your kid is, and every kid is different. So that's why it's really important to build that connection and build and work on attunement with your child. And each child, you're going to have to work on that differently. And knowing when your kid is like, making excuses and trying to not go and sometimes they do need that little push and to be held accountable to being committed to their training.
So make sure, very important on that. And then, like I said, every day will be a challenge, no doubt about that. Family, home, work, however, you have to ask yourself the outcome, the result of better health, commitment, listening, focus, relationship, commitment, consistency. So those are some of the things. There's more. However, I just want to remind you that. So
but it starts with the commitment, consistency, and then the
relationship. Yeah. So if you have any question, like I said, let us know. Let us know that we can support you. And then the number between 1 to 10. If you get us the right number, I have a Christmas prize for you. Okay. I already seen the person say number 3. So we'll see. We'll see. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Happy holiday.